guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to bring you 5 quarterbacking plays from the Alabama-Arkansas State game this past Saturday. 3 of these plays are going to be from Tua Tagovailoa, one's going to be from Jalen Hurts, and one's going to be from the Arkansas State quarterback, Hansen, number 15. I kind of want to play a little game here actually and see what you guys think. I want you to rate these throws. Who had the best throw, the 3 best throws? Well, 3 of the throws I think are the better ones. I chose to do more Tua plays because he's the starting quarterback, so obviously we want to kind of evaluate him a little bit more and see where he can improve and see what he did great. And so without further ado, let's get into it. So first, I'm going to show you this play from Tua, the first touchdown that he threw against Arkansas State. It was to Jerry Jeudy. Now this pass here, it was a good pass because it showed his arm strength. He got the ball to Jeudy quick. Jeudy was able to catch it and get up the field for a touchdown. The one issue with this throw is that it was behind. As you notice, Jeudy had to turn back, had to turn his body back a little bit and catch the ball with his hands behind him on his hips. And then he was able to regather himself and run to the first touchdown. Obviously, that didn't cause a problem this time. It was a good throw. The only thing that what can be improved to make this throw better for the future is to put the ball out in front, obviously. So either throw this ball a little bit earlier or intentionally throw it more in front so Jeudy can reach out with his hands and continue to run. The reason why that is important is because against elite DBs or better defensive backs, they'll be in better coverage against Jeudy, and if they're that close to him, they can easily knock this ball down or pick it. So that's just the one thing that I would nitpick with that play there. Now we're going to move on to the next play. This is actually probably Tua's worst throw of the day, probably his worst moment. It's the play where he almost got picked, and this was completely on Tua in my opinion here. He was looking at Devontae Smith, and he wanted to get this ball to Devontae Smith. He knew where he wanted to go because he saw a hole in the coverage. It looked like they were playing cover 2 on defense or some form of that. For Arkansas State, they had a safety over the top and a cornerback underneath. The cornerback looked like he was about to sink into like a flat coverage, or at least he was going to carry Jeudy up to a certain point. Devontae Smith up to a certain point and let him go. Tua saw that, and then Tua tried to gun it to Devontae Smith, kind of like he did in the national championship game. Obviously, this time the safety was on top of Devontae Smith, but that wasn't the issue. The issue was that the cornerback knew that Tua was going to go for Devontae Smith, and so he actually shadowed Devontae Smith up the field. Tua didn't see it, and he threw a kind of a low, hard pass to try to get the ball in there before the safety got to Devontae Smith. And fortunately, even though the cornerback was in perfect position and basically had an interception, the ball popped out of his hands and it ended up being incomplete. That was relevant because the next play Tua threw a touchdown. But on this play, that was an interception and probably would be an interception against an elite defensive back. What Tua missed, or what he decided to not throw, was the out route to Henry Ruggs, who was right underneath Devontae Smith. That cornerback had completely let that out route go, the out route to the left, because he knew Tua was going to go for Devontae Smith. So, in my opinion, that was an interesting play, and that was definitely Tua's worst throw of the day. Give me your thoughts on that. Now we're going to move on to Jalen Hurts' throw here, down in the second quarter, the 9-minute 30-second mark. Jalen drops back. They have Devontae Smith again. We love Devontae Smith at Alabama, apparently. He's running the out route to the left side. Jalen Hurts takes the snap from the right hash, and he throws out route to the left hash to Devontae Smith. This is a really impressive throw. The announcer kind of put the point on it that it takes arm strength to make that throw. And yes, if you're throwing the ball from one hash mark to the other side of the field, it takes a lot of velocity to get that ball over there, because usually that ball takes a while and the defensive backs have time to move on the ball. Jalen obviously showed off that he has the arm here because he threw that ball in there. The one thing that could make this pass better would be if he threw this ball more toward the left sideline. As you notice, Devontae Smith kind of had to look back to catch this ball. It didn't matter because it was so strong. But if you just want it to be absolutely perfect, you want to throw that ball more so toward the left sideline so Devontae Smith can keep running left when he catches the ball. Devontae Smith gets a big gain out of this play. Just a good play overall for Jalen. Now, here's my candidate for best play of the game here. It was actually from Arkansas State's quarterback, Hansen. He drops back, his receiver's going deep on the Alabama defensive backs, and he just lets loose a perfect throw down the left sideline in one-on-one coverage. He puts the ball high into the to the sideline, only where his receiver can get it. His receiver's able to stick up both of his hands comfortably while running. All he had to do was pull in the over-the-shoulder catch, and it would have been a perfect play. That would have been a big gain against the Alabama secondary, but the receiver dropped it. That throw, if it wasn't perfect, it was pretty much close to it. So that's actually my candidate for best throw of the game. What do you all think about that one? Because actually, this play that's coming up next, it might be the most competition. I think a lot of you may pick this one, but you might know what I'm talking about. It's Tua's touchdown pass to Derek Keith in the third quarter. So let's break down this play a little bit. As you can see, Alex Leatherwood, right guard, number 70. Once again, he's whiffing in coverage a little bit. We got to work with him on that. He lets his defender get right by. So Tua has to step up in the pocket, and he has to navigate pressure a little bit because somebody else is coming in his face. So he steps up, moves to the right, and then this is interesting to me because he actually double clutches on this play. So I don't advise that. It's kind of surprising to see him do this. It seems like he second-guessed this throw, or at least he waited a little bit longer than he needed to. But nonetheless, he has really good arm strength because you see he unloads this pass and fires it, like absolutely fires it to the right side of the end zone to Derek Keith. And his defender has a couple steps behind him. Normally, with the normal arm strength, that ball's going to float a little bit. The defensive back's going to catch up and maybe put the brake on it. But Tua puts this ball right in Derek Keith's catch radius on the right side of the end zone, only where Derek Keith can catch it while being able to keep both feet inside of the end zone. That's a really impressive throw. That was a really, really impressive throw. You can't take that away from him. Those two throws are probably the ones that are in the most contention for the best throws. But the Jalen Hurts throw, that Tua throw, and the Hansen throw, which one do you think was best? It was pretty cool to see. It was just a good quarterbacking on display in this game overall. But I'll see if I can do some more analysis on this game. But I'm in the middle of some work things right now. But other than that, leave your thoughts below, and I'll see you for the next video.